Please help me welcome tonight our speaker, Dick Lerner. He is a wonderful author. He has published Dress Like the Big Fish, and he also has this as an ebook. It's a wonderful book, and he will share with us wonderful things that will help us to dress for success. So please help me welcome Dick Lerner.
Thank you. Well, good evening to everybody here. How many are going to be graduating within 6 months to a year from now? Okay. And how many of you are about a year and a half, 2 years left in school? All right. Tonight, what I'm going to talk about is going to be twofold. Very, very important. It's going to affect everybody in this room here one way or another. One thing I want you to understand tonight, when we're going to talk about in the next hour, is how important dress and appearance image is, and what you need to do to prepare yourself. And for many of you today, finding a good part-time job is going to be so important. Finding an internship that you can get a track record with a company, because it may be that part-time job or internship that you're going to have that's going to lead to full-time employment. The problem we have today, we've been through so many recessions in the last 37 years, and this one is as close to the 30s as we've ever come. We have many jobs that are gone forever, and there's going to be a lot of new opportunities, but many of those new opportunities have not come yet. And basically the new paradigm that's out there, and I want everybody to write this down because you're all going to be faced with this, and I want you to put a big box around this. Number one, companies today are doing more with less people. Instead of putting the money out to human capital, that money is now going in cash. Where they would employ people, basically the paradigm is shift, especially through this recession that we are just emerging from. They say the recession has been over since basically June of 2009. The country as a whole has had a very anemic, weak recovery so far. There's been minimal job creation. You as an individual today coming out of college, the advantage you have is your education, be able to be multitasking, be able to do work on the computer, work with Microsoft programs or Apple programs, whatever it may be, graphics, maybe it's in word processing, maybe whatever it is having the knowledge base that you're going to have of taking multimedia and working within the business arena or engineering or a combination of everything. But the paradigm is going to be today is when you come out and looking for work, is being able to multitask, number one, have great knowledge of what it takes to work with computers, working with business, whatever the applications are going to be. But more so, there's one other thing I want you to write down, is how you personally brand yourself. Is how you basically will be able to brand yourself. One of the things over all the years that had happened prior to this recession here, we had people that basically worked in their jobs and never kept up their education or training. And now that so many jobs are gone, we have a labor force out there that basically, to get back in the workforce, they're going to have to go back and get retrained and get rehired. Now, the difference is being coming out of college with not a track record of a prior job is you have a shingle in hand, but you got the knowledge and skills. But the problem is you don't have the work experience like so many people have. So the other key word that you're going to need to be aware of is leverage. Write that word down because you're going to have to leverage all your knowledge and skills and everything you do to be competitive. Now, one of the big things today is coming out, you need to be your age when you go out to interview, but you need to look professional. And today, companies have a zero tolerance for people if you don't do your homework and get a good knowledge base well before the interview, and if you're going to do your things and not the way that the company, what they're looking for, you're going to be done before you get started. So dress and appearance today is going to be just a huge issue. One of the big things that's basically has happened over all the years is business conditions were so easygoing for so long, and today the excesses and everything that we had are just plain dried up and gone away. So with the new opportunities today, and what companies are looking for, is you have to be a self-marketing individual. How you're going to be able to leverage all your knowledge and skills, looking the professional that they're looking for, and not only that, but using your age to your advantage here. Okay? Making yourself look mature. And that's the whole thing this evening that we're going to talk about here. So I want you all to be aware of that, how important this is, because as we move forward now, this economy is probably going to take several years to recover before we get back, if we ever get back to the way it used to be. Okay? Everybody with me so far?